What is up? I am going to show you all of the things that oh my god, my hair, that I have purchased from Amazon. I did a poll and everyone wanted to see all the cool shit that I bought / found. Honestly, it's not that cool. It's just some bags. If you're like me, probably you have a million bags. Like, that's just a photographer thing. I am always trying to find the most efficient setup, something that's going to make it super easy on my back, and just obviously something that's practical to use. So I don't know if you've been following along on my stories, but Heath really hurt his toe the other night, which required surgery. So great time to fill in and do some shopping, retail therapy. So anyway, I sat down and I kind of had a really good look as to what I could buy that was going to fit in 3 cameras, 4 lenses, some audio equipment, just basic audio equipment, little microphones and whatnot, my flash, my batteries, and my other things such as my pocket Osmo, my Insta360 and my Ray-Bans, all that kind of stuff for my behind the scenes. And my MacBook, obviously I take that with me as well, and just other little bits and pieces. So I've kind of been finding that I have been taking all of my gear in one bag and just chucking everything else into a smaller bag and then just leaving it in my boot. And then when I get to the wedding, I harness up and I put all my gear on. And for the most part, I kind of leave everything in the car. There's some things that I've wanted to bring with me, which I don't normally bring, like a smaller bag. So I thought to myself, right, I am going to find a camera bag that is going to fit the majority of that gear in it comfortably. And then I have actually found a Sling. So in my mind, I'm kind of thinking the Sling is where my main camera gear is going to live, and any little bits and pieces that I need to kind of take with me. So like obviously memory cards, spare batteries and things like that. But for the main part, everything is going to stay in the car in my actual camera bag. So I have found, and I wanted everything to kind of match and look cohesive and just look nice, because I'm a fucking weirdo. I'm a girl after all, so I do like things to look nice, but also be practical. So I found a brand called, and I hope I'm saying this right, Ulanzi, Ulanzi. So I have gone with this. Now this is just a little case, which I think I'm probably going to be putting all of my stuff on my behind the scenes in here. So like my pocket Osmo, my 360 and my Ray-Bans. So I'm feeling like this is probably where this is going to go. And just little bits and pieces, just the loose stuff that kind of just rolls around in your bag that gets annoying, but is also necessary. So I'm gonna use that. So we've got that. Then we have, this is the Sling, and it's nicer than what I thought it was going to be. Sometimes it's kind of hard to gauge the quality or the material when you are looking at stuff online, but this is actually really, really cool. So it's not very big either, and I like the fact it's crossbody. So I can shove this over crossbody and then still put my harness on, or vice versa, harness on and then just put this on, and it's not going to be dangling down my side, annoying me with my cameras, which already dangle down the side. It's got this, which you can just grab really, really quickly. Obviously that is your main strap. This was actually kind of really cool. This is one of the selling points for me, is that when you open this up, it's new. You can actually use these as little hooks for your keys and things like that, which I thought was kind of handy. I'll probably use this as well for my portrait shoots. So you can just put your keys on here if you have like a little carabiner clip, so it's just easy to clip things on there, which I thought was kind of cool. It does have a fair bit of room for something that doesn't look that big. So you've got your front pocket, which I'm sure I'll find something to put in there. Normally just band-aids and things like that will probably go in there. There is an insert that comes with it that folds up some fancy way. I'll have to figure that one out, but that will go in there. And then again, ample room on the inside. Does have 2 different sections. So I'm hoping to fit in 1 lens and 1 body into here. Maybe, actually no, I'll probably get 2 lenses. I want 2 lenses and 2 bodies in here. Want the stuff for my what I mainly shoot with is going to go in here. So that's that. And then I got the backpack, which also came with another pocket pouchy thing, which will clip on. So I might actually put my band-aids and everything in here. But that come with the bag, so I didn't know that until I opened it up. Bag check. I like this because we have side access. So I can leave, which I don't normally do, but I can leave a lens on my camera, slide it in, slide it out, and just open it up, and we're good to go. So open, side pocket, side access. Oh, and it's even got a little storage compartment there, which you can never have enough storage. It's got, what else have we got? Oh yeah, it's got these, so if you're all sweaty and gross, it airs out nicely, and it's just comfortable as well. A bit of extra padding. Spot here for your drink bottle if you want, or tripod, obviously you can secure it there. Over here we've got, actually I think this is for the drink bottle here, and then another pocket, and then we've got a side pocket here, and then a front pocket here, and then there's even another pocket here. And that opens all the way up, so I don't know, again, we'll find something to go in there, potentially my MacBook. Having said that, there's more room on the inside yet again for my MacBook. So one thing that also really annoys me is I need to have these things on my zips. I hate trying to find my zip. Some bags that I've had, the zips have tucked into the, like when you open them up, they tuck in and then you can't, it's just a fuck around. So anyway, here we go, inside of the bag. So I'm liking the way that they have already put these little dividers. I hate fucking around and trying to figure out the dividers. It's just too much for my brain. It also has these, which attach via Velcro onto there and there. So if you don't want the bag to completely open up, it won't. I will probably not use that. I like fast access. And then obviously my spot here, you can put your laptop or MacBook or your iPad or whatever you want, because I take that with me and I start backing up and doing sneak peeks, and then we've just got more compartments at the front here. So now we're gonna have to try and see if we can fit everything in everywhere. So bear with me while I try and figure that out. I have managed to fit in the 24-105, 50mm, and the A7 IV, which is what I film on. And that all fits in beautifully, and it zips up perfect. So happy with that so far. Okay, so I was going to put the Pocket Osmo and everything else in here, but it's way too small for that. So I'm just going to use it for my spare bits and pieces. So things like my carabiner clips, spare cords for audio, little joiners that I put in there, little mounts, just, yeah, lens pen, Allen keys, because I use a cage to rig up for my film. I need Allen keys, so I have quite a few of those at different sizes. I have a battery grip that I use for my main camera body, which is my A9 II. So that's the camera door, which I obviously don't want to lose. Just little bits and pieces. These things that go on top of your camera hot shoe. Never have enough of these for your harness. Random little screwdriver. Love that thing. I'll probably also put my lens cleaner in there. And I think that'll probably be just about that for that little case. So that one's just handy for all loose bits. Oh, I do like lens, like, because I wear glasses and I'm blind, so I usually have a couple of these that I put in here, and I'll probably, this is like a phone mount, I'll probably put that in there too. Probably will also put in my Panadol, Nurofen, all those little bits and pieces. That's going to go in there too. Spare hairbands, never have enough of those. More drugs and allergies. Chuck that in there, and I think that is probably going to do for that. And that will zip up. And so that's just the bits and pieces, everything kind of case. So I have managed to fit in the majority of everything. So we've got the A9, which is the backup to the A9 II, the 85, my flash, my Ray-Ban meta glasses, some filters for when I film, 35, 16-35, the 24, and I took the 105 out, which lives on my A9 II, and I have put in my Sling the 28-50, which I film on. So I feel like this is kind of looking just like the photo kit, and then the Sling is like bit more of my film stuff. Alright, so I pretty much have everything in. I've just got a couple more pockets to fit some batteries, which I keep in here. And if you know me well, or you've ever shot with me, you know how much of an organizational freak I am. So every battery is labeled 1 to 8 and they're all in order. So I like to keep everything neat and tidy. Preparation is key. I want to know where everything is at all times. So if I need something or I need someone to get me something, it's either clearly labeled or it's in its designated spot. This is also waterproof too. So that was another good selling point with all the rain we've been having here lately. This will be nice and protected. I'm probably going to put my MacBook in the front here because I normally don't go for a bag that opens from the rear. They can be a little bit annoying. Obviously, if it's on your back and you're just trying to grab something quickly, it can just be a bit annoying, but I'm going to give it a crack. So, yeah, I don't want to keep my MacBook in near my lenses because I don't ever want to break a lens and I don't want to crack or damage my MacBook. So I'm going to put the MacBook in the front pocket. I'm going to try and fit everything else in there. I'll let you know how I go. I couldn't get my MacBook to fit in there, which is totally fine. I have a laptop case that I will just take that in anyway. Probably makes it a bit easier. Easier on the back, that's for sure. Actually, shot a wedding last night and one of the people that was working there, they come up to me because they'd had to move my bag. I was like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to leave it there. And she's like, no, it's fine. It's just, got a lot of stuff in there. It's really heavy. Yeah, it's heavy. And I was like, the scary part, it's only half my shit. So anyways, I might end up making this pocket probably like the audio pocket. So I've got my Hollyland microphones in there. I've got my that microphone. And what else have I got? I'll probably put my 360 in there as well, and that will fit in there quite nicely. It's actually got a handle too. That's good. I like that. It's something to grab. So I'm going to take the Ray-Bans out. I'm going to put them in the front pocket with everything, with the audio. So I'm going to be able to put my batteries in here, and that is going to fit rather nicely. I'm very happy with this. Very, very happy. I tell a lie. I'm going to put the batteries right down in here. Slide, slide, slide. In they go. They can live in there. And then I'll probably put my diffuser on top of my flash because I like to keep everything where it belongs. There we go. Done. Actually, I'm probably not going to take my pocket Osmo. I used to use this before I got my Insta360, but I think I'm going to leave this one behind momentarily. I might be able to fit in the Sling, but I'm not stressed if I can't because between the Ray-Bans and the Insta360, I really kind of don't really need that. So that can live over there for a little bit. The only other thing that I've got this Bluetooth speaker, and because I like everything to match, I obviously went Sony and black. So that will just clip on to probably the front of the Sling where you can look Caribbean and clippy clip, and on that will go. And then that is everything. Actually, I've got this still, which I might use this for blank memory cards. So that's what that's going to be for. Blank memory cards. And then my other one, when they're full, they go into the protective case. Anyway, that's the plan of attack. So hope you found this interesting. It's very long-winded. I'm gonna have to edit that and maybe make it a bit shorter, but anyway, I'll put all the links for everything because I think this is a pretty good setup. She's looking good.